Have you ever lost something that was very special to you? Maybe it was a favorite toy, a beloved book, or even a pet. You searched everywhere, feeling worried, anxious, and even a little sad, until finally, you found it. Imagine the joy, the relief, and the excitement when what was lost is found again. This is the story of a shepherd and his one lost sheep, a story that teaches us about God's love, care, and persistence in ways that are easy to understand but hard to forget. Once upon a time, there was a shepherd who cared deeply for his flock. He had 100 sheep, each one precious, each one unique. Some had fluffy white coats, others had soft brown or black wool. Some were bold and curious, wandering far to explore the meadows, while others stayed close, quietly following the shepherd wherever he went. He knew each sheep by name, knew which ones liked to graze in the sunny fields, which ones preferred shade, and which ones liked to sleep under the stars at night. One day, as the shepherd counted his flock, he noticed that one sheep was missing. 99 were safe, grazing together, but one little sheep had wandered off. Maybe it had been curious, chasing a butterfly, or perhaps it had been startled by a rustling in the bushes. Whatever the reason, it was gone. The shepherd's heart sank. He didn't just see the flock as a group, he cared for each sheep individually. And now, one was missing. Without hesitation, he left the 99 in the safety of the open pasture. He picked up his staff, his trusty walking stick, and began to search. The sun was warm on his back, and the grass beneath his feet was soft, but he didn't mind. His heart was focused on finding the lost one. He climbed hills, crossed streams, and moved carefully through thick bushes where the sheep might have wandered. Every rustle of leaves made him hopeful, and every shadow made him cautious. The little sheep, unaware of the concern it had caused, had wandered farther than it intended. It stumbled over rocks, struggled through tall grass, and even became frightened by the calls of birds overhead. Alone and scared, it bleated softly, a tiny cry carried by the wind. The shepherd heard it. Even before he saw the little white coat among the green grass, he heard the sound. His heart leapt with hope. Imagine the excitement as he ran toward the sound, his staff guiding him, his voice calling gently but urgently, "Here, little one. Come back." The sheep, hearing the familiar voice, lifted its head and bounded toward the shepherd. Maybe it tripped, maybe it hesitated, but eventually, it ran into his arms. He lifted it gently, holding it close, brushing away the dust and grass that had clung to its wool. Relief and joy filled his heart. And then, something even more wonderful happened. The shepherd carried the sheep back to the flock, where the 99 waited safely. He called his friends and neighbors together, shouting with happiness. "Rejoice with me," he said. "I have found my lost sheep. It was lost, but now it is found." There was singing, laughter, and celebration because the lost one had returned home. This story is not just about sheep, it is about God's love for us. Just like the shepherd cared for his flock, God cares for each one of us individually. Even if we wander, make mistakes, or feel lost, God notices. He searches for us, guides us, and rejoices when we return to Him. Each person is precious in God's eyes, and no one is too small, too far, or too unimportant to be loved. Think about the lessons here. The shepherd's persistence teaches us patience and determination. Even when 99 were safe, he did not forget the one who was lost. God, too, does not forget any of His children. The story also shows us compassion and responsibility. Just as the shepherd did not ignore the lost sheep, we are called to care for others, help those who are in trouble, and show love and kindness whenever we can. And there is another beautiful detail, the joy that comes from finding what was lost. The shepherd's heart was full of happiness, and he shared it with others. God's joy is the same when we return to Him. It is a joy that fills heaven, a celebration that welcomes everyone back into love and care. Even today, we can see this story in our own lives. When someone is sad, lonely, or feels left out, we can be like the shepherd, showing care, reaching out, and helping them feel safe. When we ourselves feel lost or unsure, we can remember that God is our shepherd, always searching for us, ready to guide us, and waiting with open arms. Imagine the little sheep, safe once more, surrounded by friends, resting in the soft grass under the warm sun. Its heart is calm, its fears are gone, and it is exactly where it belongs. That is how we feel when we trust God, follow His guidance, and return to Him. That is the peace, love, and joy that comes from being found. The story of the lost sheep reminds us that no one is ever truly forgotten. Even when we wander, God is watching, caring, and ready to bring us back. It is a story of love, patience, and celebration, a story that teaches us about the heart of God and the value of every single person. So, whenever you feel lost, scared, or alone, remember the shepherd and the little sheep. Remember the search, the persistence, the joy, and the celebration. Remember that God's love is greater than anything we can imagine and that He is always ready to bring us home. If you love this story, please like and subscribe so we can share more adventures.